All right. Let's try this again. Because the first time I literally had no sound. All right, so, wow. What did I say at the beginning of the first video that nobody heard? So this is November Hostess Club, and I apologize for it taking so long to get this put up. So November 2023. And go live. Let's see if that works now. Okay, so where were we? Well, I believe I started the last video talking about showing you the cards. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that we made, and this is a one sheet wonder designed by Simply Simple Stamping, and her name is Connie Stewart. So I want to give credit to her for the nice PDF. And we also created this cute little gift card box. And it's already put together. So I'm going to have to just tell you where to put the pieces, because I don't have another one to put together. And well, I guess that's what happens when you talk and nobody's there. So I apologize again. So we'll start there with that. I will let you know that the reason that I have been so far behind in my video making is, so November came, we did Hostess Club, and then it was Thanksgiving, and then I took a trip to Nashville, and then I came home and I got sick with influenza A, and then our dear friend Kathy passed away on December 11th, and I'm going to be honest, I really didn't have any mojo for doing the cards. So I'm really working hard to get past that. Mentally, I'm doing better. May Kathy rest in peace and all that jazz. So here we go. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to just, the gift card box. This is just a gift card box. Take the ribbon off. And then you open it, and then this little insert goes in here, okay? Little gift card actually tucks in to this, just like this, and then you just kind of give it a little bend, and it goes into the other corner. So that's how it would work if you had a gift card to put in there. Okay, obviously you could just use some treats if you would like, but that is how the gift card box works. All right, I'm just checking to make sure we're here. All right, so I'm going to just take this gift card out because that one's an actual gift card I can use. And then I'm going to just take, oh, I don't think I can take that one. I might have glued that one together. So this one, they're no glue. Like, you don't have to glue them together. And I think I may have glued this one together so that it couldn't be taken apart. But this one I just made on the last video where there was no sound. So I can take it apart, maybe. Or I just tore it all to heck. So, trying to take it apart. Well, I just tore it. So, it's all torn. That's okay. I'm just going to leave it here. I do have, maybe. Here is a new one. So let's go ahead, set this one aside, and see what I have in my miscellaneous pieces pile. All right, so you have a big piece, and then you have 2 short pieces, and then you have 2 longer pieces, and you have a tag and a tag, and then you have 2 little circles. I think that's what we had. All right, so I'll set that aside, and first I'm going to start off by, we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off, because I didn't want you to have to keep track of this tiny little 1/4 inch strip. So I just left it attached to this piece. You trim it off 1/4 of an inch on the long side, and we will get everything glued down. All right, so 1/4 inch strip is going to go right here above the scallop. So when I do that, I just put a little line of glue. I can get my glue to work, of course, you know how that works. A little line of glue along there. Now, I want you to know I already have January Hostess Club designed, and now that the video is working correctly, I might actually just get it recorded right after this. All right, so now I'm going to take this other piece that we cut the 1/4 of an inch off, and I'm going to put glue all over it, just like so, and it's going to go right here above that little strip that you just glued on, just like that, okay? Then these other pieces are going to glue here and here, and here and here, just like that. So let's go ahead and get those glued down. I hope everybody is having a wonderful beginning of 2024. I have lots of goals to get better with my organization and planning and mailing, because let me tell you, I sure got behind there at the end of the year. And, I just really need to work on getting stuff out in a timely manner. So my hope is I have everything cut and stamped and ready for January's card. I am going to work on today or tomorrow and get that stuff packaged up in envelopes so that I can get it in the mail. And then hopefully you will be able to do your kit when you get it, because you won't have to wait on the video. I'm hoping I can get the video up today. So, all right, so that is the basic assembly of the box. And now we're going to just fold on all the score lines. If you want to burnish them with your bone folder, you can do that. Okay, there we go. Be careful when folding that little scalloped edge. It tends to like to rip just because it's so thin. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to put this box together. All right, so you're going to put this side and this side together, and then put these little tabs in, and then you're just going to fold this over and tuck it in the hole, just like that, okay? Then you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold these back just so you can see. Keep those little tabs in and fold it over. There you go. Now you can fold this one over, and now you can do that. All right, so on the last ones, I put Velcro to keep them together. So I'm going to use these tags because, well, these tags aren't stamped. So I'm going to grab my Velcro here, if I can find it. All right. Boy, I feel like a mess now, because I had to restart this video. I had the Velcro. I promise I did. But I do not know where it is, and I'm not going to spend any more time looking for it. So you have your tags that are stamped. I glued the opposite color. So this one has white. This one has the Lost Lagoon circle. And I put the white one on top of the Lost Lagoon. And I tied them together with some twine. Now I'm going to take some foam tape, some dimensionals here. I have the edging that I'm using up. And I'm just going to put that right here. And I'm going to pop that down on the top of my box with the little circles towards the center. Okay, right about in the center. And then I'm going to tie my ribbon. So I will untie this and I will retie it with you. Make sure my little tab thing is in there. So if you want to put your Velcro on, I'm not going to put Velcro on this one, but I actually cut them in half and Velcroed them down so you can see, like here on the box I tore all the heck. And then there's the place where it matched and it just Velcroed down. Okay. I can't find my Velcro dots that I had like just 20 minutes ago. So that's why I'm not going to put Velcro on this one. But this box is all torn up, so I'm going to throw it away. And I'm going to take my piece of ribbon, and this was the sheer ribbon, and it has a beautiful silver border. And I'm just going to tie that on. Now, if you don't get your bow in the right place because you're not actually gluing the ribbon on, okay, that's okay. All right, so there we are. And now you have a cute little gift box. And you know, you could decorate this for birthdays or anniversaries. It can really be for any occasion since, you know, Christmas is over. All right, and I'm going to put this bow back on. You just slide them on. Because nobody likes to actually retie a bow. All right, and then just kind of move it to where you want it. And there we go. That was the gift box. Again, I apologize. I had all this stuff done and then found out that my sound was not working. The next problem is that I'm going to run into is that I don't have any more 6x6 paper. So hold on one second. All right, so here is another kit that I had. So with the 3 card, you'll have a 6x6. This one is different than the one I was using, but it's the same color, so it'll work. Your 6x6 DSP. You also have a white card base and 2 colored card bases. And then you have everything that is stamped, just like this. And then you have your 3 envelopes. Okay. So we put those over there. And then you should also have your instructions. Oh, there's a piece of ribbon and some twine in here. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to first talk about cutting the DSP. Now, this DSP is directional. Yours may or may not be, and the colors may differ from what I have. So my original card was done in Blueberry Bushel, and this one is going to be done in Lost Lagoon. And so this paper is actually directional. So if you want to use the directional side, you need to make sure that you are cutting it directionally. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off a 1/2 inch off the bottom. So go ahead, trim off a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Okay, and then that is trash. We can throw that away. Then I'm going to rotate it back. Now, when we cut this directionally, I need to make sure that my image, whatever image is here, is going up and down, okay? So first I'm going to cut it 2 inches. And then that piece will be for 1 card, or this side, you know, it doesn't really matter. I can use both sides of this paper. And then I'm going to cut again at 2 inches. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to set that aside as well. Now with this last piece, it measures 2 by 5.5. We're going to cut it in half at 1 inch. Okay. I'm going to take one of the strips and I'm going to set it in my pile over here. And then I'm going to take this last strip and I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off so that it measures 1 inch by 5 1/4. Okay. And then that is all the cutting we're going to have to do with that. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. I have all my cards from the last video over here, so I had to start over. Now I am going to take and maybe get off this Hot Mess Express that I'm driving. All right, we have that, and this. Okay. I am now wondering if I did not do this stamping for you guys who are in my Hostess Club. If that is the case, my most sincere apologies. Like, I'm not really sure what happened. Anyway, so we'll talk about that when we get there. We have all these pieces, ribbon. So for the first card, I need the piece that says, Make the Season Sparkle. I need a colored card base, and I need the one that says For You. Okay? We're going to fold our colored card base in half, and we're going to burnish the edges, just like that. And I am going to take the Make the Season Sparkle piece, and I'm going to glue it on the inside of the card because we don't have to do anything with that piece. It is just ready to go. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to center it nice and centered, give it a good press, and the inside is done. All right, now with this piece, I am not going to glue this piece down because I'm going to take my 2-inch piece. Now this is directional and it's cut directionally, but it's not going to work for this, right? Because I'm going to put it on here diagonal. So I'm just going to use this side of the paper and that will be perfect. So I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet. Lordy, Lordy, I am like, this whole starting over has really put a kink in my plan for today. All right, so I'm just going to put glue all over the back, and I'm using my craft mat because I don't want to get glue on my surface. And I'm going to lay this diagonally across. And I want to make sure that it goes off the edge on both sides, okay? And then we can just trim that off. So I'm going to flip it over, take my scissors, and trim it off. Okay? And now we can throw those 2 pieces away. Now I'm going to take my ribbon. And it was just after this point in my last video when I realized that I did not have any sound. So I'm going to lay it diagonally. I have a little laying off this edge, and then I'm going to trim it just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take 2 glue dots, one on each end of my ribbon. There's 1, and there's 2. And I'm going to pick up my card and I'm going to just line this up where I want it, just like that, and take that piece and stick it to the back, and that piece and stick it to the back. And there we go. That's the first part. Now I'm ready to just glue this piece down to the front of my card before I finish it up. There we go. Set that over there, bring my card front here, and glue that down, just like that. Oop, I feel like that ribbon moved. All right, there we go. All right. We will be using another glue dot, and that will kind of help that stick down in the middle. First, I'm going to take my ribbon here, and I'm going to just tie a little bow. Now, a trick, and I'll show you here in a minute, to get, you know, this ribbon has been folded. It's got like little creases in it. I'm going to show you a trick how to get those creases out of that ribbon on the next card. All right, so I may or may not have enough ribbon for all my cards, but I have more ribbon here, so we'll just change up the ribbon if we have to. All right, so I'm going to take my glue dot with my little bow, and I'm just going to stick it right there in the middle, and that card is now done. Nice and simple and easy for mass producing. I think it is just gorgeous. All right, card 1 done. Now we're going to work on card number 2. So here's the first card in bushel blue. Okay, those are both done. I'm going to set those there. The next card with the colored cardstock looks like this. And I am going to take, and I believe I had to cut 1 inch off of one edge. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to measure this to 1 inch on this side. And I'm going to cut it off. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to fold it. There we go. And I need this piece that says, make the season sparkle. And I need this piece here that says, for you. All right, first up, we're going to glue the for you over towards the center on the inside of the card. And all of these measurements are in the PDF that I printed and gave you. Okay. Now I'm going to take the 1 inch piece, and here is where it's going to be directional. So I would like the trees. So I'm going to take the piece that is 5.5 inches long, because it's going to go from top to bottom, and I'm going to glue that down. Now, it is totally up to you which side of the paper you use. Okay, but I really like those trees, so I want to showcase those. All right, and then I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to glue this piece right in the center of this front panel. Okay, so I'm going to open that up just because it's easier to glue. And then I'm going to glue this down. Just like so. And now I need to decide, do I want the trees or do I want the darker side? So let me close this, and it looks like this. And this is going to line up with the white, okay? So you still have that nice border around. So do I like it better with the muted pattern, or do I like it better with the trees? And in this case, I think I like the pattern better. So I'm going to put glue on the tree side. Just like so. And I'm going to line it up with that white piece. And I see that I have a little bit of a cut edge here, and I learned a little trick. So if you have a cut edge and you don't like the way it looks, if you just take your bone folder and rub it, it will, you know, because sometimes when you cut, like the paper goes down, and because we cut with the tree side up, there was like a ridge, a cut ridge on this side of the paper. So if you just run your bone folder over that, that will flatten those cut edges. So just a little tidbit. I didn't do that on this card. But just like this and like this. Oh, that wasn't the card. This one right here. You have those cut edges. You can just flatten them out just like that. Just saw that in a video over the Christmas break, and I thought, well, that's genius. All right, so last thing for this card is a little knot. But I think I'm going to save this for my next card so I have enough. And I'm just going to use this other ribbon that I have here on my desk. And I'm just going to tie a little knotty knot and trim and trim. And a little glue dot. These are rather big glue dots, so I'm going to have to make it a small little booger. All right, and then you just stick it right there. And that card is now done. So here was the original. Here is the new version. Look how beautiful these cards can be and so simple. That's what I love about these cards that are like 3 cards, 1 sheet of paper. All right, so our last card is going to be on our white base. Now, I still have my 1-inch strip that I cut off. I'm going to need that. I have my ribbon and I have my patterned paper. But I did not stamp the inside of this card, so I'm going to have to get out my stamps and do that. All right, first thing, I need to remember what I scored at. We're going to put a little bit of a score line right here, and I just need to measure it. I guess I could just, it is 1 1/4. All right, so we are going to grab my paper trimmer again, but this time we're going to score. So I'm going to put my cut track all the way up there. And my score line on this side for 1 1/4 is, so here's the 1-inch mark. I'm going to go to the next line, which is 1 1/4, and then I can score right there. So I'm going to go ahead and score that at 1 1/4. There we go. And then this piece will fold backwards onto itself. All right. All right. So before we glue that down, we're going to take our DSP and we're going to glue it right here. And then we'll fold that over and glue it down. So you got to decide what color do you want. I'm going with the trees. I really like the trees. So I am remembering that I forgot one thing. So I'm going to have to go grab that. It's an embossing folder. So on my original card, I embossed. But I guess, you know what, since I probably didn't do this for you, I'm not going to do it on the video. If you have a Snowflake embossing folder, you could certainly go and emboss this piece with a Snowflake embossing folder, as I have done on this card. So I embossed this piece with the Snowflake embossing folder, and then I took some white pigment ink and I just drug it right over the top lightly. And so that pigment ink stuck to the snowflakes. So that's how that was done. I'm not going to do it in the video here, but I feel like maybe I will, since I have to do some stamping. I'm going to stamp on that to give it some texture. So it will all work out. But while we do that, I'm going to put glue all the way down this edge. And I'm going to fold that back over on itself. There we go. Okay. And then this piece of ribbon. Now I'm going to show you the trick. Let me grab a baby wipe. I'll be right back. All right, so I have a wet baby wipe here, and I'm just going to take and fold this ribbon inside, and I'm just going to like pull it a few times through. The wetness from the baby wipe and the pressure from the pulling helps straighten out those folds so they're not so hard to work with. And it's just a baby wipe, so it will dry. You know, it does get the ribbon wet a little bit, but it dries quickly because it's not like super, super wet. All right, so there we go. Got most of those creases and folds out of there. Now I'm going to take this piece of ribbon while we are Oh, and look, it does not fit. All right, guess I'm not going to worry about using that one. I'm just going to grab this other one. And this is just a knot, so I don't need a lot of excess on here. Just going to tie a little knot. Just like that. There we go. How cute is that? It's not super tight, it's a little loose, but that's okay. All right, now I got to get out my stamps because I did not stamp the inside like I needed to, and I'm going to stamp that. So, grab my snowflakes. Here we are. I hope they're all in here. Oh, yes, they are. Perfect. All right, so this one says, let it snow. We're going to stamp let it snow. And then we're going to just use this one snowflake. And I am going to grab Lost Lagoon ink. Here it is. It is open. Now let me grab a couple blocks. There's one for that. And, you know, I'll switch. I'll put snowflake on that one. Let it snow on that one. There we go. Okay. Now I need some scratch paper. I'm just going to do it right here on the back of my instructions. Okay. There's a blue dot. Got a glue dot on my instruction pack. All right. So we're going to ink up, and we're just going to first generation, second generation. First generation, second generation. First generation, second generation. There we go. That's good. And I'm going to leave the bottom so I could put, now I want to make sure it fits right here, let it snow. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take this strip and I'm just going to stamp some snowflakes on it. And I think I'm going to wipe off my ink pad, my stamp, and then I think I'm going to do some white pigment ink on it. All right, so let me grab my white pigment ink. This is some Yeti ink by Lawn Fawn. Not sure if Stampin' Up! Has a white ink pad. I think it might. But I already had this, so 1. Ooh, that's so pretty. 2, 3. There we go. When I use pigment ink, though, I do use my stamp cleaner spray, and then I just wipe it off. All nice and clean. There we go. And keep in mind, pigment ink does take a little bit to dry, so I'm not going to rub my fingers across it, but I want to glue it right here. But I think I'm going to have to trim. Nah, I'll let it be that long. It's going to just go edge to edge. So that pigment ink is still wet, and I'm just going to line this up right in the center. I'm going to try not to touch that pigment ink. I pressed it down where the pigment ink wasn't, and now I'm going to just push it over turn it over and give it a good press. All right. And there we go. So my apologies for not getting that part stamped for you. You could really use any snowflakes if you have any. I will try to do better. So that is our 3 cards from one 6x6 sheet of paper. So there's the original. There's the new one. They're all just so beautiful. All right. Nice, quick, and easy. So I know that it's late and it's after Christmas. But, you know, snowflakes are still relevant, at least in my part of the world, for winter. You should have your One Sheet Wonder instruction sheet. If you did not get this, please let me know so I can get it sent to you. And that is our class for today. Now, as promised, I told you we were going to take a sneak peek. So hold on one second. Let me grab my book. Well, I do not know where my celebration catalog went. So maybe we won't get to sneak peek that, but here is the new holiday catalog. Okay. And this is the one card that we are going to make next week. And I say one because once I open this, you will see the amazing ooh and ah and its adorableness. Okay. All right, so this suite is a must-have. So I will also post the host code for January so you can get your stuff early. What? Look at how adorable this card is. Okay? So, like I said, lots of steps to this card, but not super complicated if we do one step at a time. So don't fear. It's going to be lots of fun. I'm going to probably get that video up next. So if you're coming to Hostess Club next week, you know what you're in for. So here we are. One more open. There we go. Pretty cute, huh? All right, so let's do a quick walkthrough of our January through April mini catalog. Oh, you know what? People who do not live here, I will wait to mail your kits until my catalogs come in, and that way your catalogs will be included with your kit. All right. So, Be Mine. This is the cuteness overload. Lots of cute things. I'm hoping to play some today with this kit, so I have more samples to show you later. You know what? Maybe I will do that first before I record my next video. All right, so Be Mine. This bee is so cute. All the little different faces you could put on him. Just adorable. We have this cute Sending Love, and with the dies has like a 3D mailbox. So this mailbox here was made using the dies. So cute. All right. Lots of things. Forever Love. If you like the more elegant, there is always something for you there. This suite is $96. This tree die, Delicate Forest Bundle. How cool does that tree look? Kind of excited to maybe get that one. Okay. Brayering. So this one is a 3D. Like this is like a big bundle. So you can get the Adorning Hearts bundle, which is the stamps and the embossing folder. So this is the embossing folder. And then there's also the hybrid embossing folder where it cuts out all of these. So lots of fun options like that, okay? And then we're also bringing in a brayer where you could ink up your embossing folder and then emboss and cut. So it looks like a stamped image. Some pretty watercolor looks. Lots of florals. Look at how gorgeous the lavender is. So pretty. This stamp set comes with postage stamp dies, okay? So there's not, the dies are different size postage stamps, okay? Very pretty, could be used forever. Then we have some Easter lilies, some cute Easter stamps, some blueberries, cake, little market, Mother's Day stuff. Hot air balloons. I love the paper. I believe that the hot air balloon is on my next order. That's sweet. Do not have it, but I plan on getting it. So this stamp, it stamps, and then you can stamp it and punch it with the oval and step it up. So that's super, super cute. I do have this ice cream set, so I'm hoping to get to use that during Hostess Club one of these months. So that will probably happen. I'm going to go for next month. So if this is something, remember we sell out quickly. This is coming up. I will be using it with the dies. So if you want to order that this month, go for that. I did also, and I think this is one I'm going to do in March, is this Enduring Beauty Suite, so that we can do some blending, coloring, and masking and die cutting and really get a feel for how this one works, because this one is pretty cool. All right, so this is I'm looking at for March. And then March is our last month of Hostess Club, so as that time gets closer, we will talk about who wants to rejoin and all of those things, and some changes that I will be making to future Hostess Club. So, all right, here we go. So pretty. I really love this Planted Paradise stamp set. It's a reversible stamp set, so you get the solid on one side and then the decoration on the other side of the stamp. So that's pretty cool. Some kid paper. How cute are these little kids? So cute. Clouds. I really love all the clouds. This little cow bundle, I'm hoping to do something with maybe in April. Again, so I'm telling you what I'm using ahead of time. So if there's anything that you want, I recommend that you order early because of inventory issues. So I will be using the cow bundle. All right, and then we have some rock and roll paper. It's all black and whites. You know I love a good black and white combo. I've done a lot with black and white. We got some tools, and in the Celebration catalog, there is matching paper for that. I just don't know where my Celebration catalog is. Got some pretty birds and some scenery, some florals, and then that brings us to the end where we sum it all up. So I look forward to getting these catalogs. I just got them ordered. Sorry for the delay, but I'm hoping they'll be here by next week, and I will get them out to you as soon as I can. So everybody, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday.